While in this relationship with her, did this man return? Y'all, I'm cutting the chase on a lot of stuff.
Did he return?
How long before this man came back to live with you while you were talking to Shay?
Well, when did he leave?
I believe it was maybe a few weeks into talking to Shaded.
So that's going to be February.
Yeah, somewhere at the end of February, the beginning of March, I believe.
Okay, so February, beginning of March. Now, this the same time that you said that you and Shady started talking.
Right.
The question was how long after you and
So
Shady?
when you started talking to Shady, you let your ex move back in the house.
Yes.
Okay. Just cut the shit. You started talking to her and he came right back. How long was he gone?
I don't know exactly how long he was gone, but he was in a different state and came back and then, didn't have a place to live, so I let him stay in the
Cover that echo.
But I don't know exactly how long he was gone.
Okay, so you saw Shaded at Tracy's beginning of February, basically somewhere in February. Also, your ex moves in the home with you in February while you're talking to a woman. Did you tell Shay?
No, I did not.
This man moved in.
Oh, yes, I did. I did tell Shay, but I told her that my brother moved in and not my ex.
Okay, so you deceived her.
In the beginning, yes, I did.
You did. Why didn't you tell her the truth in the beginning?
The reason I didn't tell the truth is because I would have to tell him that that this is my girlfriend and like I don't want you disturbing none of this. And from past experiences with this guy, he's very dangerous when he's seeing me move on. So my goal was to hide it from both of them, so they wouldn't know. Hide it from him, so he wouldn't know I was talking to her.
Okay. Thank you for being honest. Let's get the taps up, y'all. So you know that's wrong.
Yes.
You know that's wrong. Auntie got to tell you the truth.
Yes.
Because she deserved to know from the jump if you were ever interested in a man. And no, that should have been a decision in the beginning.
And I gotta correct that. I wasn't interested in a man. I was just helping him out. There was no relation at all. And you can even hear that in the phone call that she played. He said there was no relations, there was none of that. And I wasn't interested in a man.
Okay.
I was repaying a favor that he had done for me when I didn't have nowhere to go. And so I let him move in my basement.
Okay, but do you think even though you say y'all were no longer in a relationship, do you feel as though at some point she should have known that it was a time where you were with the man, or do you feel like this is something that's not owed to somebody that you're dating?
Exactly. In the beginning, I felt a strong reserve with majority of my personal information because I was made known that she used to be a blogger or was a blogger, and I could be being set up, and so I was very reserved on what I told her in the beginning.
Okay, so you said in the beginning you didn't tell her because you wanted to be reserved. So you heard she was a blogger and you didn't want to tell her. So tell me this, you did tell her in the beginning that this so-called man wasn't your brother.
Right.
You said because of protection for her, because how he acts. As your brother, was there ever a time where he dispersed the way that you were trying to keep her protected from? In other words, did he ever come in the house as a brother, acting a fool, causing chaos, and she got to see your brother have this type of behavior? Was there ever a time?
My phone started ringing for the last part. You said she what?
Was there ever a time where she got to experience the brother be disruptive?
Yes.
Okay. So the brother being disruptive, you're on the phone with her. Does he know
Yes.
that you're on the phone with a woman
Yes.
that you're interested in?
Yes.
Okay. So now I have a question for you on this part. When did it become known to him that Shay was a woman that you were engaging with and shown interest?
Shoot, it came quick. It came really quick. I mean, maybe after like a week of him staying in my house, because her and I was always on the phone, and like I would leave my phone places while she's on speakerphone, and we'd be talking and stuff. And so, yeah, it came quick.
How if he was in the basement?
So now he knows, and you said that she knew. Because I got to tell you, I was under the impression that she found out by shock. Could you elaborate on that? Did you tell her, or did she find out from shock? Did you tell her, good yellow, or did she find out from shock?
I told her, and I didn't tell her like, okay, this is such, this is this. It came. She was having a conversation. We was having a conversation about TikTok and something that had happened in the panel. And she said she seen my pictures up, and I said, why would they have my pictures up? And she was like, they were talking about you like men and that. And I was like, yeah, I used to ramble in that life, you know. And she stopped, paused, and she didn't say anything, and we just moved on to the next subject. And then when her and I was on FaceTime later on that day, the ex became very, very disruptive. And I left her on FaceTime so that she would be able to see what I had been telling her. I left her on FaceTime and she heard everything, seen everything, and so she knew. And I kind of told her about my past in conversation, but not like a main subject, but like I told her like I used to ramble in that life, and she paused, which I thought maybe she was taking it in, and maybe we was gonna have a conversation about it, but we just moved right on.
So, question, and listen. So y'all never had a direct conversation, but you told her that after you said she saw the pictures. I'm sure it's the pictures that Glock wants exposed. So question. Did Shaded by Slay know that you dabbled in this lifestyle before the birthday party?
Yes.
Do you have any evidence, any proof that she knew that you dabbled in that lifestyle before the birthday party?
Well, I don't record phone calls and stuff because I just wouldn't have a reason to, but we had phone calls in relations to having sex. And so our plan was to do that when I got there. And so when I was at the airport, we had the conversation about who I ever had sex with, who, and she never asked nothing about my sexuality and none of that. But we had the conversation before the birthday party.
So you told her that you had slept with a man at the airport?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question. This is deep. So
She was gonna go deep.
I got to ask the truth because every woman deserves to know, regardless, whether it was to me, whether it was an ex relationship or it's a now relationship or you still dipping. She has a right to know from the rip to me. But if you say your defense is, well, I didn't tell her in the beginning because I heard she was a blogger and I needed to know how serious she was, then I'm going to lean, it's still 80-20, but I can give you that 20% that you wanted to see how she was going to move. So let's move on down the road. You're in the airport, you tell him. You said, now in the airport, if she came to you, Good Yellow, and she said, hey, what's this? You used to be with a man, and you said, I dibbled. I find that kind of hard to believe that she saw that in shock and she never addressed it, didn't acknowledge it, just you said, yes, I done it. So are you stating that when you said, yes, I dibbled, she had no response for you?
She didn't say anything back. She didn't say a word. She didn't say a word to me.
Okay, moving forward. So April comes. It's time to have the birthday party. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay. It's time for the birthday party. Y'all get to the airport. Y'all done had some more conversation. I remember at one time you were talking about moving to Dallas with Shaded by Slay. We get to Dallas. Y'all are dressed alike, same colors, pink and green. What happened? Were you with her Friday? Did y'all spend a night together? Were you with Shaded by Slay?
Was that Friday? I believe that was Friday. That we.
Saturday you was loose as a goose. Don't get me started.
Yeah. So that was Friday then.
Okay, that was Friday. You spent the night with Shaded. Did you stay at Shaded's home? Did you and Shaded go to the hotel? Where did you and Shaded stay?
Well, Shada actually checked into my hotel the day before I got there because she needed to do like nails and stuff, and so I paid for an extra day so that she can be able to have a spot close enough to the venue to do nails and whatnot. So she was already there.
Okay. Then Andre, now you live with Andre. You said a friend came back to stay and that you were helping him out. That friend turned out to be your ex. Did Andre know that you were going to Dallas to be with another woman as well as the birthday party?
No, he did know I was going to the birthday party because, he hear me on TikTok every single day. So he did know I was going to the birthday party, but he didn't know. I didn't share I'm not liable to share my plans or anything with him. So I didn't feel the need to. He just knew that I was going to Auntie's 50th birthday party and when it was.
Okay.
Baby, this is
So, Good Yellow, you once stated when this came out on the platform, and it seems as though you were exposed by the gentleman. You stated that there was a code that you would use. Who was that code for? Was the code for Andre, or was the code for Shaded by Slay?
Well, the code was for Shaded by Slay. It was her not code word for when I was in the presence of him or, he was around or, you know what I'm saying? And so I will say it or I text it to her so we don't say certain things or she'll probably just hang up and, you know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, so when did you meet her mom? Was it at the birthday party or was it before?
What was the
It was at the
word?
birthday party.
And how did you explain to her that why your brother would need
Now,
a
Good
code
Yellow, I
word?
gotta get a little deeper. I'm going deep in my travels. So this guy lives with you, and there comes a time, and I might go back and forth and cover some and
And
come
what
back.
was the certain things y'all couldn't say?
You went to jail,
Yes.
and we heard
Mm-hmm.
the man come up on this page and go off, mad in the background. We cannot say that we do not remember that night. He called himself exposing you. That's the night we found out that Andre was still,
Thank you for the
or was living with you, not still, but living with you. So we hear this man in the background say some words about you sucking and y'all just fucking, and it was right after the birthday party. Shaded by Slay said that she did not know that was your man, your lover.
Spam the finger hearts, y'all.
And the guy was exposed.
Oh my God, it only got an hour left, y'all.
That night to us.
It's just finger hearts.
Okay, so Andre is the type of dude where he want a lot of attention from me, even though I'm not in that lifestyle no more. You know what I'm saying? He still want the attention, the acknowledgement from me in my life, and so I guess he had enough of me not acknowledging him and being on TikTok and not never speaking to him or saying, "Hey, my friend Andre here." Like, I don't know why he would want me to acknowledge him on TikTok, but that's what he want. He want me to say, "Hey, my friend Andre here. Meet my friend Andre," you know? And so, because he felt left out of my life. And so he felt the need, like, to kind of just say what he wanted to say to make people, to grab people's attention, for y'all to know that there is a man still with me. Because Andre believes that I'm living a double life. He believes that I'm living with a man in real life, and I'm living a woman on TikTok. And that's not what it is. He wants to be relevant in my life because of my attributes and who I am as a man. And I was just helping. And we had came to that agreement that he would stay in the basement and we don't eat, we came to that agreement. So as he lived here, days and days, he began to get jealous and I guess real angry because I would be talking to her so much and be on TikTok so much and not acknowledge him or show him any attention. And so any opportunity he got, he would like if I'm on the phone with a friend, he'll come and say, "You a stupid ass bitch," or "You always on the phone with your," or if I'm on the phone with my sister, he'd cuss her out, or what I'm saying, just to get the attention in my life. And and it's always been like that. And I thought that when he had came back from being out of town, that he was just gonna be here in 2 weeks, he said. But in that 2 weeks, he just
Yeah. So it's not Andre FOE, Andre, y'all downstairs. I know Andre is here. That's our brother Andre. My triplet, that's FOE's brother. It is not that Andre, y'all. So when you see Andre, that's not Andre that we are questioning or speaking on. So
somebody tell me what y'all know about Andre. That's why I set y'all free.
Is Andre still living in the home with you?
No, he's not. No.
Okay. So let's talk about Andre feeling like you live in a double life.
Yes.
Would you say, is it fair to say that if she knew nothing in the beginning, that it does seem as though you were living a double life and that you were mainly saving yourself and because you were being deceitful to both Andre as well as shaded by Slay? So in the beginning, is it safe to say that it did look like you were living a double standard life?
Perception could be reality, but that's not what I was doing. I was just merely helping.
I said it looked as though.
Yeah, that's what I said. Perception could be reality. The way people perceive it could be reality. But in my truth, in Dion's truth, I wasn't. I know what God has done for me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't play with that. I stand in my truth. I do. It has been so much temptation with him living with me, which I knew it was going to be. But God has given me the strength to keep pushing every day. I'm never at home. I'm always at work. God, he made a way for him to be here without me being able to see him and him only being able to get a hold of me when I'm asleep. And that's how he always got a hold of my phone. But, I stand in my truth. I didn't live a double life, even though perception could be reality.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So let's catch up. So Dion is the yellow. Andre is the X. And Shaded by Slay is the one that brought this to the internet to this degree. We have made it through the first half of this interview in Good Yellow. Perception is everything. And it did look as though in the beginning, Good Yellow might have been living a double life. Temptation was there, but he was fighting demons. So at the end of the day, I will have to say, Shaded by Slay had every right to feel like she felt in the beginning, deceitfulness. But we must fast forward to where we are right now. with the car, with the coming out, and what are we doing here? So Good Yellow, you go to jail. There is a recorded phone conversation that's shaded by Slade.
Y'all want to stay free? Let's meet this goal before it ends. It ain't nothing but 5 cents, y'all.
In that recording, you went to jail. Is this the night that me and Javon and I think Kevin Brown, is this the night of exposure that you went to jail when the guy came up on the platform and you were upset and all of that? Is this the night or is this something different?
No, there's something different.
Okay. So the night in question, Shaded by Slade knew that there was a man at this point because you stated that she said pictures were up. But we know she knew because of her coming on my platform and we talked about it. We talked about you living a double life. We talked about it. Shaded by Slade knew. She disappeared. We have not seen her. I haven't until last night. Let's talk about the separation. He said he does not still talk to Andre. Guys, I will tell you, I did receive a message from Andre several weeks back, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Let's move forward to after the platform incident and Shaded by Slade found out, she states, that Good Yellow's brother is not his brother. She found out that Andre is Andre and that Good Yellow was in a relationship with Andre. Good Yellow, after that incident, how long was it before you heard from Shaded by Slade? And did she contact you or did you contact her?
I released I heard from her. Shoot, as soon as I got out, I think she got me. Yeah, it was no lapse. It was no gaps in time.
So hear me out. Y'all broke it up by trips.
Right.
That Friday, you met the mom. Y'all took pictures together at the birthday party. Y'all spent a day of the weekend together. But then that Saturday, you said that you all broke up because she was upset. What was she upset about? And how long was that breakup if there was never a lapse? Because she was upset tonight when Andre popped up or when she found out whatever. So how long was the breakup before the pop-up back to the communication line?
Okay, so like I stopped talking to her a few times. When that Andre situation happened, we didn't miss a beat, you know what I'm saying? I ended up stopped talking to her because some other stuff that happened to her and she went through it and she kept saying that I was being a trigger. And I'm like, damn, you know, everything I do is a trigger. You know what I'm saying? Everything I say is a trigger for you. And so I was like, I'm just gonna step back, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm sorry. That's the second time. The first time was she felt like FOE was against her and I didn't protect her. And she felt like I let y'all FOE rip her apart in the comments and in a few lives. And so I told her that I didn't see that, you know what I'm saying? And I was just being honest and she couldn't take that truth. And so I told her like, well, you might as well just stop talking because I'm not gonna be for FOE. Like that's my family. I'm not gonna do that for no reason. And so we stopped talking. That was short. That was about maybe a week or so.
Okay, so y'all stopped talking for about a week?
Yeah, on that first occasion about her telling me I'm not defending her against y'all.
Okay, so let's get a good bop break in. I'm getting my next thought process together while we bop up to 100K. Some things are irrelevant to this case, and I will not question. if that's okay. Can we bop, bop, bop? I know it's good to y'all. And
Thank you.